All right, folks, we are back, and we are back with a Masters hangover. Rob, how we doing?
Good of herself.
Good, man. Kind of sad, to be honest.
It is sad. I mean,
It's very sad.
yeah, it's especially sad when I delete the app from the phone. I usually delete it day 2, just after the Masters, and it's a sad time.
I wouldn't take you for that guy. I would figure since you love looking at it so much, that you would look at it throughout the year. But to your point, I always delete it, and then actually on my iPad, I find it weird. So I use my iPad for golf, right?
Right.
And it wouldn't let me update the new version because the iPad's old.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like on Sunday, it was playing obviously this year's Masters, but
Sure.
it had last year's leaderboard on it. So DJ, if you went to the leaderboard, DJ was still leading the Masters or winning the Masters. It was just weird.
From 2 years ago?
Yeah, from 2 years ago because it was the 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had to be a mind fuck.
Well, we just made it full screen and it was just playing on the TV, so we never saw it anyways. But yeah, sad times, but the Masters is always great. I feel like it wasn't a spectacular Masters. I felt like it was obviously very good, but it was a bit anticlimactic. Especially,
yeah, he had it. Yeah,
I think after day 3, Scotty kind of had it locked up, but when Cam came out birdie Sunday, I'm like, here we go. And I thought we were going to see fireworks. And I was locked in, and we just didn't really get much of that. Credit to Scotty, though. I mean, kind of coasted along. And
yeah, it was, those drives on the first, 3 holes for Scotty I thought were in big trouble, like you said, with the Cam with the first 2 birdies. But then that chip in on 3, I was downstairs and I jumped up and yelled, and Katie came running down like, what's wrong? What happened? Type deal thing.
That's when everything turned for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even after Saturday, speaking of our CGT kickoff. So
right.
Even Saturday on 18, when he caught the shit and was rattled and was on the 18th hole for like 30 minutes, I'm like, he's going to go into day 4 rattled, and he was rattled. And even afterwards, it was pretty cool to hear him say, just because like how well he carries himself for a 25-year-old, although he looks 45. Did you hear what he said? He basically said like he woke up and started crying because he was like, I wasn't sure if I was ready for this moment.
Sure.
It's crazy to think about that. That was what was going through his mind in the morning, on the morning of the Masters Sunday.
Right.
So for him to think that, come out, kind of shit the bed early, and then, whatever he did, whether that was just the chip or if, he got with Ted Scott and kind of got, his mind right, whatever. But for him to overcome that and kind of just ride it out and, put on the green jacket was pretty cool.
Yeah, his short game was on point. But what was it, 11 where Cam made the birdie too? I was just like, oh crap, okay, maybe something's gonna happen now. And then he, dunked it in the water on 12, and then you're like, it's pretty much over. But I did enjoy seeing Rory's round though. I mean, I know he didn't, hit a solo second, and there was really no chance, but that was pretty cool to watch. A bogey-free Sunday for him. So
yeah. To your point, I don't think Cam sniffed a fairway after the 11th hole.
Oh, I think he was so probably mad at himself and knew it was done,
Yeah. He was snap hooking everything. Rory's round was awesome. Classic Rory finish, where Rory finishes with a 64 and has 0 shot. But to your point, it was awesome to see him play well. And, Morikawa. Both of their chip-ins were pretty cool to see, even them both celebrating, one another's chip.
It was great sportsmanship, and the crowd was into it. I liked when Colin did the little air thing to get the crowd going a little bit more. But solo second for him, and then I don't know. I was just I got a kick out of, and I think we were sitting together on Saturday at the bar too at the golf course. But the whole like vest, Scotty's vest on Saturday. I love Twitter golf talking about like what's the over under, how many times he put it on. And I just didn't understand. I kept on joking when we got home. I told Katie, I'm like, he's not even zippering the vest. There's no point of the vest.
No, keep his shoulders warm, I guess.
I don't, whatever. But I mean, he's the one going home with the green jacket. So
I think so. To his point, though, maybe this is the reason why. So I'm kind of the same way. I don't like swinging with anything on. Like if I'm restricted, I have no problem with the on and off vest. Maybe he just feels like he's like restricted with it on, and then just takes it off and then puts it on. When he's not playing.
Yeah, I think it was a mental thing, though. Once he started doing it, he didn't want to. So.
Yeah, but no, I mean the Masters, although it didn't have the fireworks of the last couple of years, it was still obviously a great tournament. I think day one was awesome. The course is playing super tough, especially the weekend, especially Friday. Saw some low scores Thursday. But overall, I mean, look how many guys missed the cut,
Exactly. Yeah.
The place was just playing super hard for whatever. Well, the wind, I think, was the biggest factor. It just seems like guys were, Tiger on what was that 12? He threw it like 30 feet up on top of the hill and it rolled back down into the wood chips. It actually rolled back down into the sand.
Mm-hmm.
That thing was 25 yards past.
Yeah, quite a few guys did that.
Yeah, people were missing kind of their distance all weekend. So I definitely think the wind. Well, even Kiz said that place was playing super hard because of the wind. The ball felt like it was concrete. So it was definitely the wind, but it was kind of surprising to see how tough it was really playing and getting to some of these guys.
Yeah, it was that, and it was fun watching, the guys that had the good short game, right? Because you knew some of these guys or most of it were going to be short of the green or whatnot, and just to see the ups and downs, like Shane Lowry's short game was awesome to watch.
Yeah.
So,
how about Tiger?
Yeah, you know what? That was awesome. That was really cool to see. I made sure I watched the 18 on Sunday, watching him walk up, but he looked like he was in pain, man. He just looked miserable. But it was really cool to see the crowd into it, see like the appreciation, all that stuff. It was again, not a big Tiger fan, but that was, like I said, awesome to see. I did enjoy that, and it was good for the game of golf. And I think today what they put on Twitter, him and Phil, they both registered for the U.S. Open, so that was cool to see.
Yeah, he had a pretty noticeable limp after or during the end of round one, which his first round was awesome. I mean,
yeah, it'd be 100. Yep.
Yeah, I'm like, he's back. Struggled over the weekend. Obviously off the tee, he's never been a great driver, but he was missing a ton of like 4 or 5 footers that he doesn't normally miss.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the putter's a little rusty, but yeah, I'm happy with, last episode I mentioned, if he wasn't playing well, I feared that he might withdraw and kind of just blame it on the injury. I'm super, super happy that he didn't do that. And he was very transparent and was just like,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like, I'm in a ton of pain, but I'm here to play. And I love that. So I love that he finished strong and kind of didn't put really any emphasis on the injury.
Right.
Just said, I'll be back. So that was cool. Like I said, I was hoping it wasn't going to, go the other way where he was kind of going to, pout or blame it on the injury. And well, then it's like, well, why did you come back so early? So,
right. No, it was like his post-round interviews and stuff like that, seeing him smile and happy about, being out there and playing, but also talking about the ice baths and stuff like that and all the stuff he has to go through is kind of crazy. I did think it was funny, though, on golf Twitter. Like, if you notice, like, even though Tiger didn't win, he did win because, Scotty wore his spikes. Scotty played his irons. It was like, it was funny to see that.
That was awesome. I didn't know that Scotty was such a TW fan.
Yeah, I mean, like Fleetwood plays his irons too, I think.
Yeah, that was super cool to see. But speaking of pouting, did you see what Billy Ho had to say about Terrell Hatton?
No, I didn't.
Basically, like, he's a fucking head case, and that playing with a guy like that is like tough sometimes. In so many words, this is what he said. Yeah.
I mean, that's one to talk right there.
Yeah. Calling the kettle black.
Oh, man.
I mean, I almost fell over laughing. I'm like, is anybody ever not told this to Billy Ho that I texted you what, Saturday?
Yeah, right. Yeah, yep. I think it was Friday because I rolled my eyes as soon as I saw that he was going to be on featured. He's part of the featured groups because I literally can't stand to watch them tee off, and I can't stand watching them putt. Like the whole routine leading up to it, I would literally have to walk off the course. I couldn't play with that.
Yeah, he's up there. He might have moved into my number one slot recently, but he's
and the whole putter throw up in the air like a baton. I mean, I know,
right.
I mean, Andy and Brendan talk about that, but it's like he over exaggerated that. I think on Friday, I can't remember what hole it was. Was it 3 or 4? That I mean, just throwing it up in the air is just stupid.
Yeah, he's like I said before. He pisses me off. But speaking of Saturday, we had ourselves a little day. The CGT Kick-Off Scramble.
Yep.
Played at Silver Lakes. We had a great time. It was freezing out. We had an hour and a half frost delay.
Yeah.
But we had a great time.
Yeah, it was awesome to see guys out there from all the tours. It was cool to see some friendly faces that we saw at championships last year. Yep. I mean, yeah, for sure. It was cold. When the sun was out, it wasn't too bad, but I don't think I've played a course that wet in a long time.
Yeah, the last 6 holes were awesome. It was nice and warm out. We even talked about playing more, but obviously we couldn't.
Right.
Yeah, it was cold and it was wet for sure. But yeah, it was great to see everybody. Everybody's excited to get the season rolling. Winners finished at 11 under.
Yep.
We had another team at 10. I think we finished at 6.
Yeah, I had a few 7s, I think, too.
Yeah, we the boys didn't play too good.
The boys didn't play too good.
No,
we had some hints of good golf shots that got me excited for the summer. It's definitely the boys need to hit the range for sure.
Yeah. The boys were rusty. But like I said, we had a great time. Silver Lakes is a good spot for a scramble. It was nice to post up in the bar afterwards and hang out with everybody and watch the Masters / baseball. So yeah, it was a good kickoff. Definitely gonna look into a mid-season scramble when it's a little bit nicer out.
Right.
Some more people out there. But nevertheless, good time. And that's going to roll us right into the Saturday round.
Well, here, I wanted to step back for a minute. I keep on meaning to ask, how did the bets turn out for the Masters?
Not good.
Not good. I mean, I know you had a little action on Charles.
Charles?
Yeah.
So I cashed out Charles on Sunday for 21.86.
Did you really?
Yeah. I mean, he had no shot of winning.
Well, but how much did you put $10 on it?
Yeah, he was plus 50,000. So after he dunked that shot on Saturday to get up to 6 or 7, and he was only like 3 back with Scotty. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh boy, we got a shot. And then he doubled like 3 of the next 6, whatever. Went to sleep. Cash out was at like 183. I said, all right, I'll let it ride. And then in the morning, it has 0 chance. I might as well just take my money. So no, everybody else, the Paul Casey withdrawal was disappointing to see.
Yes.
Everybody else I had not even close. I did well the first 2 days. I loved the Neiman call. He came out hot, and I thought he was going to be around. He fell off. Tiger fell off. Yeah, I didn't have anybody really. And then in the pool that I'm in, I think my best team was like plus 14, and the winner was at minus 18.
You're right.
Yeah. So yeah,
awesome.
not a great betting Masters for myself. How about you?
I pretty much in all the pools came in dead last. I think the one I was like plus 37. And the winner, like you said, was like minus 14. It was I was mad at myself because on Thursday I got a call from our office in Las Vegas for a project, and I was working on that. And the guys are awesome. And I'm like, joking around, I'm like, man, you're cutting into my Masters time. And they started laughing. They're like, oh crap, it's the Masters. I go, yeah, it's the Masters.
Right.
He's like, oh, I got to put in some bets. And he's like, who do you like? And I'm like, well, Scotty's number one right now. He's pretty hot. I know it's the Masters. He finished pretty good last year. He's like, well, I got a free bet. I might as well. And he put the money on Scotty. And then I got the email Monday morning from him,
Really?
a thank you email from him. So that was funny. But yeah, I was more mad at myself for not following my own advice, right?
Yeah. I mean, dude, it's highly unlikely that I ever take a favorite ever.
Yeah, right.
Just it's so hard to win out there. The odds are just not
No.
good. No.
Mm-hmm.
I like dogs, and I like
Oh yeah, right,
yeah.
exactly.
Right. But yeah, this Saturday route, the Southside Tour kicks off.
Starts, man. The season is back.
The season is back. This Saturday, Southside Tour kicks off at the Sanctuary. And then you have the North and the West kicking off the following week. But more importantly, we're going to dive in. We went over Sanctuary a little bit when we were going over the schedules, but we're kind of just going to give a brief rundown. We're going to do the same thing next week with the North and the North and the West.
Yep.
This is going to be pretty standard throughout the year, where we're going to give you guys a little insider.
Yep.
We're not going to go over every hole. We're kind of going to give you the OB holes, the trouble holes, kind of things to look out for. Maybe just a quick little overview, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe jot some notes. But yeah, the Sanctuary. Let's go over. So the trouble holes. 4 out of the first 5 holes, you have OB left. And it's pretty far left on some holes. On a couple holes, it's not. There's some high fescue right away. So OB left. And then Sanctuary gets real interesting. Remember, I was telling you about the rooster hole?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's number 5, which is a par 5. And that's when Sanctuary gets, in my opinion, pretty tough. So number 5's a dogleg left. It's a par 5. It gets really tight.
Target golf. For sure.
Yeah, it gets really tight, from your approach in. If you're close enough, it gets, it's pretty wooded. And then that course starts to kind of show, a little bit of toughness in terms of placement and target golf. So essentially 5 through 9 until you're in, on the first half is where that course kind of, you need to pay a little bit of attention to. But on the front, so number 3, the par 4, it's a short par 4. There's water right.
Mm-hmm.
And then number 5, the rooster hole or the chicken hole, whatever that is. And then majority of all the trouble on that course is on the back. So number 10, it's a short, this hole gets me every time. It's a short par 4. There's water right, short
water left.
Yeah. Short right, some tall fed. It's probably not going to be tall. It's probably still dead now, but for whatever reason, that short little par 4 on 10 always gets me. And it's a weird green. I feel like it's a tough green. Then you jump to number 12, another par 5.
Yeah, it's a long one.
Yeah. So you'll start to realize that most of the trouble holes or the tougher holes on Sanctuary are essentially all of their par 5s because they're either got water left or water right.
Right.
13's another par 4. 14's another par 4.
That 14 is pretty tight too, if I remember right. You got the woods on the left, and
yep, and that's where you get into that back little corner. So 14's a par 4. Number 16's a par 4. You got, again, water right. 17's the monster par 5 where you
that's one. That's a toughie,
right? And then even 18 could be tough if you go left. But yeah, I mean, in general, the course is pretty straightforward. There's not a whole lot of gimmicks to it. Besides a couple strategic, holes where you got to play target golf, like number 5. Pick your spot. you can get in some serious trouble there during the summer with
I was just gonna say, I think you're spot on with the whole, grass and the tall stuff not being there yet. But I think it's easier said than done. But if you play the right shot, don't try to. I think a lot of those par fives are going to be 3 shots anyways, right? So it's like you play the smart golf and aim for the center of the green. I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, and so for the first event of the year, it's a good test. Like I said, it's pretty straightforward. It's not super tough by any means. There's some greens that are a little tricky, but other than that, Sanctuary is pretty straightforward. I think we're playing it at 6,300, like 6,342.
Yeah, the Blues. Yep.
Yeah, so the Blues are 6,342. Like I said, it's pretty short. There's a lot of short par fours, but they're strategic. With either water right or OB left. Obviously, at Sanctuary, especially like I said, four out of the first 5 holes, there's OB left. That fescue left is OB. And as you recall, we're playing tournament rules. So lost ball, stroke and distance, you got to re-tee. You can't find your ball, you go OB, re-tee. So knowing where the OB is huge. Sanctuary is pretty easy. So like I said, once you get past 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are all interior. So there is no OB. And then the back is very similar to the front, where you have the exterior of the course on essentially your right side. Well, for the first 4 holes, it's on your left, and then it goes to your right, but it's all very evident. And then obviously a lot of water, and then fescue. So just keep that in mind. Sporty little track, but again, for the first event, it's a good little tester. It's gettable. Like I said, it's short. So if you're long enough, you should be able to get around there fairly, I don't ever want to say easily, but you can get away with a lot of stuff if you carry it. So
yeah, what's the I didn't even look what the weather's supposed to be. We're gonna have a little bit of wind, because that track is a little bit tougher with the wind because it's so wide open.
Yeah. So I'm playing Saturday. It's going to be another brute cold. We'll probably get delayed, I would assume.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a high of 46. We're teeing off at 10 a.m. So hopefully the frost delays up by then. But I haven't seen wind, but you're right. If it is windy there, that place does play a little tough until you get into that back corner where you're kind of blocked out. But
right.
Yeah, overall, it's going to be a nice little test. I think guys are going to enjoy the track who have never played it. It's definitely worth playing. So that is the Sanctuary, and that is the event 1 for the Southside Tour this Saturday.
Season is starting.
Season is starting, boys. But that brings us right into the Book It with T RBC Heritage picks, Rob.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite for the RBC?
I do not. I do enjoy this tournament, though.
I do a lot as well. I just think it has a good classic golf feel to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely a course I'd like to go visit for a trip.
I mean, what is it? South Carolina?
I think so.
Yeah. South Carolina is good stuff. The weather always looks insane. Like the RBC, for whatever reason, well, not for whatever reason, but the sand's always super powdery white at the RBC. Probably because it's on the East Coast and near the ocean. But who do you like? Who's your favorite?
You know what? I was still on a Masters high. I didn't really think about it. I was shocked to see Spieth playing in it. I mean, I think he's got to bounce back, obviously, after last weekend, which is just terrible.
Now that you bring it up, let's talk about Spieth. You said he was back. I did not believe you that you said he was back. He, in fact, was not back.
He was not back.
What is going on with that guy's pre-shot routine?
That pre-shot is like, it's kind of cringeworthy, man. I mean, he's like he is my favorite player, but man, I don't get it because it's just as bad as like, I think, with Zach Johnson, when you sit there and you think he's actually hitting the ball, but he's not hitting the ball, the practice swing. I feel like it's getting to that level where it almost looks like he's about to hit it, then he stops. I feel like that mess more with my head than be a good pre-shot routine, right? I don't know. But yeah, that was very disappointing, especially to see that 12 got him again. I mean, come on.
Right.
Like, what the heck?
12 owns Spieth.
12 is in his kitchen all day.
Yeah.
All day. It was just like, and then the double bogey on 18.
Yeah.
Like, the name of the game of the one pool I'm in is you want everybody to make the cut, obviously, right? The guys that missed the cut get last place plus one stroke, and that's when you get screwed. And just to sit there and say, I thought he was a given at least to make the cut, even after the first round, and, hopefully bouncing back in the middle of the second round. But man, it's just like, that is a terrible pre-shot routine.
Yeah.
Very, very.
I would be shocked if he came out and won the RBC.
Well, yeah, I don't think he's going to. No.
I mean, who knows, to be honest. But I'll tell you who doesn't think he's going to win the RBC.
T?
That's T.
What the hell, T?
So T's picks for the RBC, his long shot is Grillo 250-1. It's a big long shot. Stallings 180-1, another big long shot. Those would be nice to hit. And then we got HV3, Harold 65-1. And then we got M 40-1, and his favorite to win the RBC is Morikawa 13-1.
He did show some promise, obviously, on Sunday's round.
Yeah.
I mean, HV3 was awesome too at the Masters.
Yeah.
His interviews were just awesome. Like, he is like no bullshit, straight to the point, doesn't care about anybody else, just what,
Especially for his first Masters playing in those kind of conditions, he definitely held his own.
Yeah.
So that was very cool to see. I do like the Morikawa pick. I'm surprised. So I was sitting here on Saturday and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, why didn't I? So just how Augusta was playing pretty soft. I was surprised at myself that I didn't take Morikawa at least, day one, if not day two, but he obviously didn't, come around until Sunday. But yeah, I like his chances this week.
Did our boys report back to you from being at the Masters, by the way?
Yeah, the boys didn't have a great time. Yeah, they waited 2 years because of COVID to go, and then they got washed out on the Tuesday, practice round. They did.
They at least get to buy gear. Did they get in the merch tent? They
did, but they were in there. Johnny said they were in there for like 10 minutes. He said they waited like an hour, and then they kind of got rushed through it.
Did he secure your flag?
He did not.
Oh no!
Yeah. So we're gonna have to put that on the back burner until next year. But he did, as always, when he comes over, he's always bringing something. He brought some hats from the PGA Championship, and then he also brought some Ryder Cup hats. And then I have an update for you. That flag that Phil signed is from the PGA Championship.
Last year's 21.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So that was confirmed. Yeah, he's always bringing presents over. But yeah, he was a bit disappointed in the trip, and I wasn't going to bring it up,
Right.
So,
right.
But yeah, I think they had a good time together. They said the house was nice to stay in, but they kind of got the shaft again. Although I've heard that they don't do like a refund policy for the Masters. If you get washed out, you get washed out. But
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the case.
I'm pretty sure he told me that they're gonna be able to, they're extending some kind of, continuation into next year.
Oh, cool.
So,
good for them.
Yeah, at least that.
Because that's like Wednesday too, with rain out for the par 3. Like, you gotta feel bad for those people too.
Right. So hopefully they get that next year again. Hopefully I'm on that flight.
Right.
We could be doing this from Augusta. So that would be something. But that brings us into the top three round.
Top three. Are you ready? Are you ready? All right, let's stick with the theme. I'm excited that it's the first week. We got event one. You guys are gonna be out there. Just let's go with what are your three favorite holes from Sanctuary?
Three favorite holes from Sanctuary. I'd probably say number 5, the Rooster Hole. Like the Rooster Hole. Again, it's tough, but the green's also very tough. It's tough to hold front to back. Anyways, yeah, number 5, I would say. And then I would say number, what's that? 14, short par 4 in the back, wooded.
Fuck.
Hole. Yeah. What? Am I taking yours?
Keep on going.
And then
we're gonna be really disappointed with this top three.
Oh boy. And then I'm actually gonna switch it up because I skipped one. I'm gonna say number 3, the short par 4 on the front.
Yeah.
Cool little hole. Kind of got you got like a 50-yard fairway, and then you got water and OB. So, and then it's a cool shot to the into the green. So yeah, 3, 5, and 14.
There you go. Okay.
What are yours?
Well, 5 is in my 3 hole. I like 5 just because that tee shot, how that dog legs left. And you get down there in that little gully. And isn't there a big tree on the right? A single tree, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Like that's your aiming tree. I do like that tee shot. I like 14 a lot because you're like in that chute, right?
Yeah.
With the trees, I feel like that's a good par 4. It's tough. It's like a hybrid or a driving iron, and you're perfect off of that.
Right.
Nothing crazy. And then it's a toss up between 9, because I'm trying to remember right. 9 is a little bit dogleg off the tee, but doesn't the green go down, right? Doesn't the hole go down or no?
9?
Yeah.
9 coming in.
But either way, I really enjoy that tee shot, and then it's tied with 17. I like that par 5, even though it's tough. But I like how you have to, get your shot in between the bunkers, right? And then you got the water on the left. But it's a fun, tough par 5 that I like.
I'm trying to remember 9's green. Is 9 down?
I feel like you tee off, right? But the hole itself goes down. Like the tee box is above.
Okay. Yeah. I think I do. Yeah, and then I believe you got bunkers both sides.
Yeah, you have bunkers on both sides, but it's like one of those nice driving holes, that nice visual off the tee. So, I mean, I think, like we've reiterated, guys are going to have fun out there. I think it's a great course for the first event. It's going to be really cool to see, like, just our guys out there, right? Whether you know anybody or don't know anybody, look for the Chicago towels, or, I mean, most of you guys are going to be grouped together anyways in the tee times, so, start talking.
Yeah.
We won't be disappointed.
We already have a nice group lined up for like the first 4 spots, the first 4 available spots. So it'll be fun to see guys out there.
Those tee sheets are filling up, man. So,
yeah,
all I could say is, like, honestly, go check out the tee sheet. Look at it. I mean, guys are jumping in as singles, and it's really cool to see because you're going to meet new people to golf with. It's pretty cool to see everybody taking advantage of that. And if you haven't looked at it, look at it. Honestly,
that and playing with new people is always fun. And listen, nobody gives a shit if you think you're not good enough to play with other people. Listen, those same people aren't good enough either. Like, we're just out here having a good time.
I mean, look at our shots on Saturday.
Right. I mean,
who gives a shit?
As long as you have fun. Obviously, everybody wants to go low, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. So it's nice to kind of play with, other people that just enjoy the game as well. And speaking of merch, Rob, I have new merch app, which
You do.
these bad boys will be in the pro shop, our pro shop, in the next probably 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. I think they turned out good. Got a couple different versions. It'd be nice.
Yeah. This is the heather blue. We got navy. We have a scratch series hoodie. So new merch will be in the pro shop this week. So be sure to check that out.
I mean, it complements that highlighter yellow shirt you got on underneath there, bud.
That's right. That's so that the pedestrians could see me, my highlighter. But until next time, Rob, we'll see you in the fairway.
See you in the fairway, Tom.
See you, buddy.